All right, and it is officially 7:43 p.m. Eastern Time down here in beautiful nighttime unsnowy Florida because I don't know why, but we've not been blessed like the up north people. But either way, regardless, we're still here. You know what I'm saying? Like putting up a good fight, and we're gonna have a chill stream tonight. It's not gonna be something intense, something crazy like the last few times. It's gonna be pretty much reviewing some videos and reviewing some music. And Constantine, what's going on, man? God bless. And yeah, just kind of like filtering things through the Bible, if and when possible, of course, and giving our humble opinion and our perspective on things. Right? What's going on, John Davis? Yeah. And of course, as every single one of you pops up in the live chat area, I do want to, in advance, thank you for your time. Thank you for your support. And thank you for all the love you guys always show to this secondary channel. Yeah, man, I appreciate that. And of course, Emily Rose, thank you for stopping by as well. Appreciate that. Tracy, Ryan, what's going on, everybody? All right. So I don't know if it's just me or if there's like a delay in the counts, but yeah, there's like more people in the chat where the counter is saying something else, but it is what it is. All right. So I don't know who all was in here last time I was going through the specific topic that I'm about to go through tonight, right? Concerning Jay-Z and all that, right? But for those of you who were here last time, if anything, we'll be kind of like going a little bit more in depth about that topic. And for those of you who weren't, then guess what? You'll be learning something new, right? So what we're gonna be doing tonight is pretty much like reviewing a video that was done a few years back, specifically on Jay Z and the Blueprint 3 album and certain things that were done in that album, right? That had occult connections, new age or new world order connections, right? And we're gonna dissect the video of the review that was done on the music video, right? And we're gonna kind of like skim through it and dig a little deeper if possible. And if not, then at the very least, we'll be giving like our perspective and of course a biblical like angle or perspective on the matter, right? So that being said, I do want to remind everybody, right? I'm not a Bible scholar. I'm not a preacher. I'm not a pastor. I'm not a minister. I'm none of those things, right? So the reason why I'm bringing that up is, I do not and cannot be held accountable for any, erroneous or unbiblical or doctrinal, like, points that I may or may not like make. In other words, I'm not an expert in this field, so don't take what I'm presenting to you as something to be set in stone. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, kind of like how when people say I'm not your financial advisor, so nothing that happens, you can pin it on me, basically, if that makes any sense. Uh, yeah, let's hold on. Let's bring a comment here. Yeah, yep. John Davis hit it right on the head. When Beyonce wore the devil head, that should have told people a lot. Yeah, man. And people. I'll say this, and this is my personal opinion, of course. Um. Oh, Bomb, what's going on, Bomb? Yeah, miss you too. Miss every single one of you guys. And Jesus said, it. By the way, man, I hope you're well. I hope you're well. I miss everyone here, and I hope everyone is doing well, and I hope everyone is blessed. And I really, really mean that. And every time I say that, I really do genuinely mean it. So, yeah. Before we even get into it, right? Because I am gonna bring up some things. What up, Southwest Press? Blessings to you. I'm going to bring up a Bible verse, right? Which I'm going to try to bring up always before any of the streams, because I do think that it's very important that we present, God and the Word of God um, before these streams, because my humble opinion is that this is to be a blessing to anyone that encounters these streams with the information that it will contain, right? So, that being said, I would love to present this stream to in God's hands and place it in God's hands, basically. Um, wait, Jesus, wait, Jesus, what would you sprain? You sprained it? What? uh, yep. We're gonna get to that hopefully a little bit deeper into this actual stream, Constantine. But yeah, that's a good point that you brought up, man. Oh, your finger, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, bro. I have my left pinky. I was playing basketball like years ago, and I wasn't ready for like a pass, and it was like a super fast pass, right? And my fingers were just like straightforward; they weren't open all the way, and the ball hit me directly on my left pinky and bent it, and I never corrected it. Like obviously I healed from it or whatever, but it healed incorrectly. So now it's like it's it's at an angle. So if you ever like look at my my hand, my left hand, you'll see the pinky is like out of. Matter of fact, let me just show you real quick. Hold on. See like this right here, like yeah, that's from that pass. My fingers are all straight, right on this side, right straight, but then my pinky is all like bent. So yeah, man, sucks. Let me just hide my face right quick. But all right, so that being said, the Bible verse I need to present onto the Lord before we start the stream officially. Mr. Belton says, much better when we can see you. Yep, you'll be seeing my face in a second. I just ultimately I don't really like showing my face, but it is what it is. But before I show my face, I'm just gonna read this verse. You can find it in Second of Timothy chapter 2, verses 14 through 16, right? And the title of that passage is An Unashamed Workman, right? Starting with verse 14, says, remind the people of these facts and solemnly charge them in the presence of God to avoid petty controversy over words, which does no good and upsets and undermines and ruins the faith of those who listen, right? And then verse 15 goes and says, study and do your best to present yourself to God approved, a workman tested by trial, who has no reason to be ashamed, accurately handling and skillfully teaching the word of truth. Verse 16 says, but avoid all irreverent babble and godless chatter with its profane, empty words, for it will lead to further ungodliness, right? All right. So that being said, the reason I have to bring that up and like actually like, you know, open up with that verse is once again, all right, I am not an expert. I am not a biblical scholar. I'm not a preacher. I'm not a pastor. I'm not an evangelist. I'm not, a teacher within the word, right? I'm just another fellow brother in the faith, right? Wanting to pretty much uh, shed light onto the music industry, specifically hip hop and rap industry, right? Secularly, right? And just kind of like use the Bible as a filter, right, to kind of pretty much get to the bottom of like what's going on, with the whole music industry, the secular mainstream music industry, and how prophetically all these things were like foretold. And not only that, you can use the Bible to pretty much like shed light on all the darkness that they in the music industry are like promoting, right? So yeah, that Bible verse is pretty straightforward. Like all we're doing here is studying together, basically, analyzing these videos together, analyzing all this information that we're gonna go through together, right? As a family, if you will. Southwest Press says, JDQ, will you pray for me? I'm going through a horrific pain due to spinal cord damage. For sure, man. We'll do a prayer right now, real quick. All right. If you can, I mean, if you can, if you can't, don't worry about it. But if you can state at least your first or your last name in the live chat, that way I'm referring to you as you, the individual, and not like your username. Not that that really matters, but I like being like, direct with our Heavenly Father. And I like using people's actual names. So if that's possible, great. If not, then I'll do without it, and I present him as I present you as Southwest Press. But if it's possible, just go ahead and type it in the live chat. And Constantine, that's weird, but awesome at the same time. Let's see. I don't know. I mean, I hope I hope the audio's working. Kind of feel like there's like a delay or something. Maybe it's just me. Oh, Jeff. Okay. What up, PP Kenosha? What's going on, brother? Blessings, blessings, and love to you. All right. So we're gonna pray for Jeff real quick. All right. So he says, going through horrific pain due to spinal cord damage. All right. So I'm gonna pray in Spanish, right? Um, but obviously, whoever's in the live chat, help me pray in English, and we're gonna pray for Jeff. All right. Padre Celestial, venimos ante tu presencia, primeramente pidiéndote perdón anticipadamente por cualquier cosa en nuestras vidas que impida que tú oigas nuestra oración, oigas nuestras palabras, Padre, y que tú nos perdones por cualquier pecado o obstáculo que esté en medio del canal de comunicación entre tú y nosotros, Padre. En esta hora, mi Dios, te pedimos por la salud y la espalda de Jeff. Él está pasando por un dolor increíble. Él está pidiendo auxilio, está pidiendo ayuda, está pidiendo oración. Él está pidiendo sanidad en su cuerpo. Venimos ante tu presencia, Padre Celestial, porque sabemos que tú eres un Dios de poder, eres un Dios que eres el Dios de médico por excelencia, queriéndose decir que tú eres el que le da sabiduría, inteligencia a los médicos, oh Jehová, de esta tierra. Y como sabemos eso, Padre, sabemos que tú, mi Dios, hiciste y formaste y creaste el cuerpo humano, mi Dios, oh Jehová, a tu imagen y semejanza, ¿verdad? Nos creaste a nosotros, el ser humano, a tu imagen y semejanza, ¿verdad? Y por cuanto sabemos eso y confiamos en ti y en tu poder y en tu autoridad sobre nosotros, mi Dios, tú quien nos creaste, oh, con solamente un pensar y hablar, mi Dios, con tú solamente mencionar, oh Jehová, nuestra creación, mi Dios, que tú nos creaste solamente con la palabra tuya, mi Dios, de tu espíritu, nos diste vida. Él está pidiendo auxilio, está pidiendo sanidad sobre su espalda. Oh, mi Dios, yo no sé su situación específica, yo no estoy dentro de su cuerpo, mi Dios, pero ya viste lo que él puso, ya viste lo que él escribió. Así que yo te pido, mi Dios, con toda sinceridad, oh Jehová, que tú pongas tu mano de sanidad sobre su cuerpo ahora, Dios. Que tú pongas tu mano de sanidad sobre su cuerpo y su espalda ahora, mi Dios, ahora. Oh Jehová, haz el milagro para que Él pueda decir y testificar que tú eres un Dios real, vivo, lleno de poder, lleno de autoridad, mi Dios. Oh Jehová, en estos momentos solamente te pedimos que tú no solamente hagas el milagro, sino que también, oh Jehová, bendiga su vida grandemente, ya sea, oh Jehová, en toda su salud, ya sea en todo su físico, en su mente, en sus pensamientos, en su espíritu, mi Dios, oh Jehová, en su familia, en sus finanzas, oh Jehová. Que tú, mi Dios, pongas tu mano de bendición sobre toda área de su vida en este momento, Padre Celestial. Te pedimos estas cosas, mi Dios, porque creemos y confiamos en ti. Sabemos que tú eres un Dios lleno, vivo de poder, oh Jehová, y de autoridad. Y que tú con solamente la palabra, oh Jehová, lo puedes hacer. Confiamos completamente y plenamente en ti, Jehová. Y te damos las gracias anticipadamente porque ya sea que lo veamos esta noche, ya sea que lo veamos mañana, la semana que viene, en algún momento dado, cuando ya sea sin verlo o con ver el milagro ya hecho, confiamos y sabemos que sí lo puedes hacer, oh Jehová, si está en tu divina y perfecta voluntad, tú sí lo puedes hacer. Confiamos en ti, mi Dios, confiamos en ti y en tu poder y autoridad completamente, sin dudar nada, oh Jehová, porque has hecho tantas cosas maravillosas en nuestras vidas que pues sabemos que tú eres capaz, más allá de capaz, oh Jehová. Eres digno de alabanza, de oración en esta hora, Padre. Confiamos en ti y te damos gracias, mi Dios, nuevamente, anticipadamente, en el nombre poderoso de Jesucristo. Lo creemos y confiamos en ti, mi Dios. Lo declaramos hecho para gloria tuya, Padre. Amén, amén y amén. Uh, oh, man. Uh, Sorry about that. That took like way longer than what I was expecting or hoping. But JDQ's 19th comeback. What's going on, man? Blessings to you. Yes, blessings and love to you. Yeah, man. Um, no problem at all. Trust me. That's the least I can do. If I could do more than that, trust me, I would. A thousand times I would do, more. And I'm not saying praying is like a little thing, because praying is talking to God. So that's a huge thing. Look, a lot of people take it for granted, and a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, they don't think too much of it. But praying is indeed talking with our Heavenly Father. The same way that I would talk to you is the same way that our Heavenly Father wishes that we would talk to Him, on a regular day basis. So, yeah, man, I appreciate those words though. It does mean a lot to me. So, yeah. Um, so yeah, amen, amen, amen to that. And I'm also happy that you're part of the family here. I appreciate that. Okay, so already having read the opening Bible verse, which I'm hoping to use as an opening Bible verse for every one of these streams, right? Because we have to show ourselves approved, right? And we have to study and analyze uh, the enemy as well, right? And the enemy's weapons, right? Because the enemy's weapons are not physical, but they're spiritual, right? Meaning from anything and everything, uh, from TV to movies to music, right? And a bunch of other stuff. The enemy does filter himself in. Um, let's take Ryan's question right quick before we move forward. He says, "What do you think of pred catchers infiltrating predator communities and going after trafficking?" I mean, that'd be great if it were possible. Then yeah, I mean, I don't see why not. I think I've actually mentioned that a while back ago on one of my streams, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of like dig deeper and seeing if there's any like larger connections and take those human trafficking cartels down. Basically, that'd be great. If at some point it does get to that, yeah, I'm all for it, 1,000%. Okay, so like I said way earlier on the stream, we're gonna go back to the Forerunner Chronicles on YouTube, and we're gonna go through some of the videos that he made on Jay Z and the Blueprint 3 album, and the stuff that's hidden in there, and the stuff that's not even hidden in there, but it's dark, it's evil, it's satanic, and people take it way too lightly, right? Um, Constantine says, "Thought about that. Could be dangerous though, because you can get in trouble." True, true that. Ryan says he's ex law enforcement. Be careful. Noted. Noted. There you go. I mean, there's some good old advice from former law enforcement there. So, yeah, I think you've mentioned that before. You know what? If you ever decide to go through with that, let me know, bro. Because I am completely, completely down for that. 1,000%. You know what? If you ever do decide to do that, like, doesn't matter what the hour is. It could be 1, 2, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, right? And just be like, call me and text me like, "Hey man, I'm gonna go through with this." I'll meet you up here or whatever, and we'll get this done. And I'll probably like pick up the phone or like get dressed and go. John says, going to the Masonic Lodge is not going to do it. You might be right, John, but still, the the thrill of like breaking in and busting in there, and I don't know, like just the thought of it is like, man, like I wish, like I would never, as much as I would want to, like burn a place like that to the ground, I would never do it. But man, the talk of it is like it'd be nice. It'd be oddly satisfying to say the least. Oh man. Ryan says, gather info on lower level preds and learn as much as possible about them. Notify and document to trusted law enforcement as you go deeper in infiltration. Hmm. Yeah, man. That sounds like a very strategic, methodical way of going about it. I mean, hey, if I were you, Ryan, I probably like run by certain things with people like Southwest Press, because he's like former law enforcement. But yeah, just kind of like see the do's and don'ts or whatever, and like what's like the best way to do it, but or to like go about it. But yeah, I mean, he's even saying, yeah, you're right. Jesus says, I plead the fifth. Yeah, man, I plead the fifth too. If they find like a Mason Lodge burnt down nearby here, 3 lifetimes will get you to it. Oh man. All right, all right. So we're gonna go through. First, we're gonna go through some of the videos, right? That I have like up here or whatever. And then we're going to actually like visit some sites and pages that have some information on what's being said about what's being displayed, right? um JDQ's 19th comeback says, I sincerely love listening to JDQ. Topic does not even matter. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, man. All right, so by the way, real quick, fun fact actually. So recently, so yeah, like my mom has been complaining, about like the mattress that she's been sleeping on for the last like few months. And like God, however, found a way of like blessing my parents with like a new mattress, right? Really, really good like mattress. And so I think all of us needed like a new mattress, right? In here, because I was having like back problems because of the mattress I was on up until recently. So because of that one new mattress that like they got, we were all blessed in the apartment to where their old mattress became my sister's new mattress, and my sister's old mattress became my new mattress. So, you know, I guess what I'm trying to say with that is, if you're going through a situation, if you're going through like a necessity, sometimes one blessing can trigger like a domino effect into other blessings around your life or within your life, you know? So when that does happen, be grateful and thankful to God that it even did happen to begin with, right? Me, technically, I wasn't even asking for a new mattress. I needed one. I've been needing like a new mattress since forever, but I keep that to myself, and I just kind of like I try to be as patient as I can, and do my best to like financially just hold out until I actually can afford a new mattress or whatever. But this time around, yeah, the way it happened, it was a huge blessing for all of us in here, and it could happen to anybody and everybody. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, what up, Adam? I remember, guys, remember. So anyone in Freemasonry, right? If they're below the 33rd degree, they don't really know much. You know what I'm saying? They don't really know the deeper like purpose of the whole like lodge and that movement. So, unless they're like 33rd degree, which I think is the highest degree or one of the highest degrees. It's been a while since I went through that information, but it's something along those lines where it's like 33rd degree and like up. Know like the actual like real meaning of everything that they do. Um, exactly. Yep. All right. So that being said, let's get into it, man. Let's get right into it. Uh, bear with me here. I know some of you like seeing some of this already, but yeah. All right. So
But first, take a look at this MTV interview of Jay-Z speaking about the symbolism of the three stripes on his new Blueprint 3 album cover.
Feel about music at the end of the day.
there
And the
you
three
go.
stripes that everyone's asking about
John Davis himself.
is made from the original three. The first three that they made on the wall was, someone with their hand like carving out the that was the first three. And if you look at it three, how it is now, all they did was connect the lines to them, and that was like the origins of the original three.
Did you listen closely to what Jay-Z
Hmm.
said? His explanation for the three lines located on the front of his
Yeah, I
album,
appreciate that, Bon.
Blueprint 3, is
I
that he got the
appreciate that
idea for the
1,000.
origin of the original three that was written with three parallel lines on a wall. So where did these three
You'll
lines
see.
that
Jesus.
symbolize the original
You'll
three
see.
come from? The origin, my friend, of these three lines representing the number three originated in ancient Egypt. And in ancient Egypt, these three lines did not just simply represent the number three. These three lines represented the
Egyptian
pagan
gods.
trinity of Ta,
Boom.
Ra, and Amen.
I remember
By the
still
11th
some of these
dynasty
things.
of Egypt, the triad or trinity of
What up,
Ta,
Fightbot?
Ra, and Amen became known as Osiris, Isis, and Horus. Osiris or Ta was known as the god of the underworld. Isis was the wife and sister of Osiris, and Horus was their son. Now, you may be wondering, did Jay-Z know all of this, or was this just a coincidence?
I'll just say this. And by the way, here go the the skull and bones right here. But yeah, so he's gonna say it anyways. But I'll just say this: like when you are part of any of these like secret societies, right? You are pretty much like given all this like hidden knowledge. Basically, like whatever is presented through new age indoctrination, right? That's where like Aleister Crowley like kind of like takes like the mantle of like being like the forerunner of all that, right? But yeah, like basically all that knowledge that's within those teachings, Madame Blavatsky, I think it is. Maybe Constantine can like back me up on that, but it's something like Madame Blavatsky. She's the forerunner of like another uh doctrine or like movement, along with like Aleister Crowley, right? And they are taught all these ancient Egyptian, type stuff, man. Like hidden knowledge type of stuff, right? But we all know it's just like demons pretty much like giving out certain information on how to do like rituals and how to do like human sacrifice and how to like summon demons and all this other stuff. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Constantine says, I remember when Blueprint 3 came out, I saw Jay Z live around then. Right around then. It's crazy to see many people throwing up the Illuminati sign, not knowing. Yeah, yeah, the pyramid, the diamond symbol or whatever. Yep. Appreciate that. Thank you for backing me up on that. Um, yeah, Blavatsky. Yeah, let's listen to what he got to say though.
Well, first of all, I will refer you back to Jay-Z's own words.
The three stripes that everyone's asking about is made from the original three. The
Emily
first
says,
three that they made
coincidence?
on the wall was,
I think
someone with their
not.
hand like carving out the that was the first three. And if you look at it three, how it is now, all they did was connect the lines to them.
Connect the lines, hey?
So that was like the origins of the original three.
Clearly, Jay-Z knew
Mm-hmm.
where he
The way
got the
he's talking,
idea of
of course.
using three lines to represent the original three from. So now, The next question you should ask is, well, what would inspire Jay-Z to draw from ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs to
Mm.
get a design for his album cover? Perhaps Freemason Thomas D. Worrell can help us answer this question. In the Freemason Thomas D. Worrell's essay on ancient friend and brother, the great Pythagoras, he writes, in our Masonic adventure, we encounter this great historical figure or his work more than once. The first meeting occurs in the third degree, in the company of the hieroglyphical
That is interesting.
emblems.
Don't
I
know how
hope you
much
are
I would,
paying attention
you know,
to this man's
kind
words,
of like
because if you
believe
were,
within that,
you would
but
realize that
it
it is
wouldn't
when
be
the
it wouldn't be
Freemason reaches
too
the
crazy to believe
third
that.
degree
So
that he begins to study hieroglyphs, which are stylized pictures or objects that represent words, sounds, or writing
mm,
systems.
notice the owl. That's where the whole OVO, right? Drake symbolism. But yeah, that'll be for like another day. But that's something to definitely take in consideration. The owl.
Now, do you remember what I shared with you at the beginning of this video? I told you how all of the albums that Jay-Z has released entitled Blueprint were just markers indicating what degree he obtained in Freemasonry. The blueprint marked the time when he received the first degree as an apprentice. The blueprint 2 marked the point in time when he received the second degree in Freemasonry as a fellow.
I'm more of a Southwest Press says I'm more of a heavy metal guy. Back in the 70s and 80s, 90s, the Illuminati was like fiction almost to us in the music industry. Now, you're just mind boggled how we didn't see through the lines. Yeah. 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 No, I in general I agree. Like, because the thing is, man, listen, like this is of course my personal opinion on this side right now. But you know, as far as like the music industry goes, they try to like get your trust first, basically. Us as listeners, as fans, or whatever you want to call it, they try to get your trust first, right? um, and then after they gain your trust, right, they try to influence you, right? Then after they influence you, they try to brainwash you to kind of like keep you within like their agenda, right? To the point where it gets to a point where you know no matter what someone shows you about that artist or that song or that album or that music industry, you're going to end up like defending them like if they were family at the end of the day, right? And you won't want to read between the lines. You won't want to like look into things. You won't want to uh you know try to like find things that's like probably like backmasked, like rewinding a song and like finding, you know what I'm saying, like hidden messages. Like in this album, I think in either one or two songs there was like backmasking done, and it said murder, murder Jesus, man. You can't make it up. And mind you, backmasking is done purposely. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no technical way where you can like make something like that happen without it being on purpose, right? But the people that are either a fan of Jay-Z or this type of like industry, they're gonna want to make so many excuses of like, oh, that's just to create controversy. Oh, that's just to like, like make it more like exclusive and like special or whatever. Ah, bro, like it was done on purpose for an agenda. When you backmask something, is because you're trying to put a thought in the subconscious of the mind of the person listening to it, right? Now, that's not my opinion. That's straight up facts right there. And I think Constantine can back me up on that as well. When it comes to like recording music, again, backmasking is done intentionally and on purpose. Like you can't just accidentally record something and then when you rewind it, you end up saying like a full length like sentence. You know what I'm saying? Like by accident. That's not how that works. It's done purposely, it's done intentionally, and it's done with the purpose and intention of putting a subconscious thought in the mind of the listener. That's just the way it is. I mean, there's no going around it. Jesus is a little sex. We were their property. It's sick in the entertainment business. Yep. Yep. All right. So going back to this. So I want you guys to like really listen to what he's saying here because it's actually really important. Let me just go back here.
The blueprint marked the time when he received the first degree as an apprentice.
Listen to what he's saying.
The blueprint 2.
So blueprint 1, right? What he's saying? First degree apprentice, right? Like right around the time he came out with blueprint, right? And he had became a Mason or whatever. He was going through this indoctrination, right? Boom. And then
as an apprentice. The blueprint
2. The 2, right? Which by the way, look at the subtitle, The Gift and the Curse.
2 marked the point in time when he received the second degree in Freemasonry as a fellow craft.
Thank you for bringing that up, bro.
New album,
Appreciate that.
Blueprint 3 is the celebration or marker indicating Jay-Z's arrival at the third degree of Freemasonry as a Master Mason. The degree at which Freemasons learn about the symbolic occult meanings of hieroglyphs, like the one he is using on the cover of his.
What is the coincidence of right around the same time that he releases that album, right? And like he's saying, reaches that third degree and becomes a Master Mason, the coincidences of him pretty much like displaying his knowledge of Egyptian hieroglyphics and all that symbolism and putting it to use on the display of the cover of that album. Like these are things that you show people and they will be turned off by it. They will look the other way. They will try to ignore it. They'll just try to like just discard it or be like, oh well, just trying to be controversial. Nah, bro, like stop making excuses for these people and see it for what it is, yo. There's way, way, way too many coincidences like these, okay, throughout the history of like the hip hop, rap, and rock music industry, right?
His new album. Jay-Z has placed this symbol of the pagan trinity of Ta, Ra, and Amen, which has now been assimilated into the pagan trinity of Osiris, Isis, and Horus for the purpose of flaunting his new esoteric and hidden knowledge.
Appreciate that.
Because he knows that the average person has no idea of the Luciferian nature of these symbols, and that most people are too lazy and dumbed down by television and his very own music to even take the time to go and find out. In ancient Egypt, they had a common saying in reference to this trinity that Jay-Z is symbolizing on his album cover using the 3 stripes. The saying is, 3
it's a very, very good
gods, Amen, Ra,
statement
and
right there, Constantine.
Who have no equal. His name is hidden as Amen. He is Re or Ra in regard to his face. His body is Ta.
Put up my life.
Cities on earth are established for eternity. Please remember what I am about to share with you because it will assist you greatly in seeing the deception in Jay-Z's Run This Town video when we begin to analyze it. Number 1, remember that his name is hidden as Amen. This means that his name is so sacred that it should not be spoken and that it must be covered up. And number 2, their cities on earth are established for eternity. As I told you earlier, Ta, Ra, and Amen became assimilated into Osiris, Isis, and Horus, 2 male pagan deities and 1 female pagan deity. So it is Osiris, Isis, and Horus whose cities on earth that will be established for eternity. Now, in rap music, metaphors and slang words are freely used to present ideas and to subliminally convey information. Any young child familiar with this genre of music can
sorry about that, my life.
Said as a fact. So when you listen to rap music, you must be familiar with the metaphorical style of poetry and most importantly, with the slang terminologies or ebonics, so that you are able to comprehend the message that the artist is trying to convey.
True. Very
In
true.
slang terms, the word town can mean city.
Hmm.
For instance, A Town is a reference to the city of Atlanta, Georgia. I mention this because the title of Jay Z's new video is We Run This Town. But in reality, what this means is we run this city. We is a reference to Osiris, the god of the underworld, Isis, and Horus. In short, the song We Run This Town is an encrypted message being spoken by Jay Z, Rihanna, and Kanye West,
By the way,
who are
hold up.
claiming that
Hold up. I'm trying to think. The, hmm. What year did this album come out again? Was it 2008 or 2009? Anybody remember the exact year when the Blueprint 3 came out? 2008, 2009. Just because I'm trying to like think about something real quick. Uh, and I don't want to look it up. And I know some of you, okay, 2009. Okay, so perfect. Okay. 2009, 10, 11. Okay, so does anybody remember the? This is crazy, yo. This is crazy. So that means that that album came out after the financial crash of 2008, right? Anybody remember 2008 and the huge like market crash that happened, which then led to basically all this other stuff that came out from it, right? Like Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. It happened like that new wave of like information and stuff happened around 2009 and forward. Like I'm just now like reminiscing about all this, and it just hit me like a sack of like bricks, man. Basically, this album, yeah, bro, yes, definitely, Destroy and Rebuild, and this album, right, the Blueprint 3 was kind of like a marker, like a bookmark of like from this point like forward we're gonna start, like pretty much making these other moves that potentially we've been like holding back on and kind of like, moving forward with like our plan and our agendas. You know, before that crash, sure, there was a lot of stuff going on, there was a lot of political like mess going on, and but I like really, really, when you really look at it and go back in history, like 2008, like after that whole thing happened, like the financial crash of 2008, from that point like forward, yo, so many things have happened, like I guess like at a more uh I don't know how to say it, but like the intensity of things that have happened, right? Because there's always been hurricanes, right? There's always been political issues, there's always been social divide issues, there's always been, just a bunch of stuff, right? But in my opinion, this is my humble opinion over here, of course. But from around that time forward up until now, the things that have been happening, whether it be weather manipulation or like natural disasters or social divide issues or whatever, have happened with like a higher intensity and at a much more frequent rate. You know what I'm trying to say? Like before that, it was, yeah, it would happen like every so often or whatever. But from that point forward up until now, like it's been like almost like back to back every single like year, something new, like just nonstop, something, right? And yes, yeah, I remember hearing about harp way back in 2006, I think. And like initially I was like, oh, that's interesting or whatever. And not it's not only harp though. Like harp is like one of the like many machines that they have out there, like because the harp, from what I have an understanding, and I think once again, I might have to bring Constantine on here like sooner than I thought, but to my knowledge, I think harp is wait, was it HARP or no? Never mind. Never mind. HARP, yeah, is the actual weather manipulation machine. But then CERN is the one that opens up portals to like bring in like entities, like spiritual, like demonic entities and all this other stuff. Like what they believe to be dark matter, right? I mean, it's dark, yeah, that's one thing, but it's not just like dark matter. It's like dark entities and like spiritual beings like crossing over, and mankind messing with the spiritual realm is what CERN is, right? And then you got HARP, like Constantine is saying, with the manipulation, right? Yeah, exactly, exactly. Yep, yep. CERN creates tiny black holes. Yep. And John Davis says, but don't believe everything that you see. Oh, that's the other thing. That's the other thing, man. The Blue Beam Project. How many of you here know about the Blue Beam Project? Has anyone here heard about that? Hmm? The Blue Beam Project. Yo, a few years back. Okay, let me just start with this. Uh, and I was talking to somebody about this a few days ago, actually. Right? How a while back ago, I want to say like a few months ago, or like maybe like late last year, there was a moment where on live television, okay, I think it was like either Trump was talking or I forgot. It was like a politician talking basically. And somebody hacked the network, okay, and manipulated and edited and like on live television as it was happening, they superimposed another face onto the politician's face, like a real deep. That was like one of the first real deep fakes that the world had encountered at that point. At least like on live television, on live like TV or whatever. Like it happened like right on the spot. And I was telling this person I was talking to, I was like, yo, like they can already like fake. They could pretty much like pin something on anybody if they really wanted to. Like if they wanted to like what do you call it? Um oh my god. When you frame somebody, they could pretty much frame anybody like at any given time because you know what I'm saying? I could be here right now, like doing the stream, right? And then I could go to sleep. And then someone could like be robbing a bank, right? And they can just like freaking edit as it happens, like on the camera, right? That person robbing the bank, they could put they could superimpose like my face on that person and freaking frame me for it, bro. They have the technology to do this. Like they've been having the technology to do that, right? So it's crazy. Think about, just let that sink in. That they can literally frame anybody for anything that they want at this point in time. Just let that sink in for a few. The scientists spoke of seeing demons and shadows in CERN labs. Yep. Yes. I've been Hawaii is getting blizzard for those who don't know. Why? That's crazy. Look at this. Beautiful. This is why I'm glad that the people who are in this community right now are in here. DTX Speaks says 2009 was also when Drake, Nicki Minaj, Waka Flocka, Justin Bieber all came out and MJ got sacrificed. Like, I don't know what else to tell you, man. Like, I really don't know what else to tell you. Oh my goodness, yo. Uh, yeah, in the debug shots. Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. I can't believe I actually said that, but yeah, I know what you mean. There's a form of graphite that reacts in magnetic fields. Yeah, yeah, and I think I might have covered that in the past, but if I haven't, thank you, John Davis, for bringing that up. I do appreciate that. And Scare Theater did a video on Project Bluebeam, but he scoffs at it. I think they were doing it with voice and phone calls and voicemails. That's crazy, yo. That's crazy. But okay, the reason why I'm bringing that up, okay, is okay. That was one of the things that happened, right, with like the whole like the technology that's been out, right? So check this out. I'm gonna try to look up the actual news article. But if any of you remember, like a few years back, wait, hold on, is he's a Michael Jackson? I don't know, man. That's really that's a delicate topic. I think MJ was sacrificed, and I think MJ is one of those rare cases where he was actually trying to like he was trying really hard to like leave. You know what I'm saying? Like the for lack of a better term, the Illuminati, right? And I think the fact that he was trying to get away from it and break free from like the MK Ultra mind control that he was in, I think that's one of the many reasons why they sacrifice him. Because almost every time that someone within the industry, right? And I mean like music, movie industry, whatever, right? Entertainment industry. Anytime that they realize that they've, they're it's not good, like being in there and they wants to like get out, something always crazy happens. Either they get murdered or they get into the hospital or they go crazy or whatever. They get like robbed or, like Cat Williams. Cat Williams has to be one of the biggest examples. You know what I'm saying? And he's one of those rare cases that comes out with like certain information, and certain topics, right? Whether it be in his stand-up routines or just in general, right? And look at what happened to him. He basically they pretty much like brushed him like out of the entertainment industry. Yeah. Oh, great, beautiful here. Yeah. Also, when Obama got elected, yeah. Look at this. There's vehicles that the government has that shoots heat and disorientation to organized mobs, and they can magnetize an area too. Maybe that's a possibility right there. Because Lil Bow Wow, he just got like brushed out of the industry. But he's still around. Like you know. So yeah, that's a very possible. You know, not to sound redundant, but it's a possibility that that's the case. Either a failed sacrifice or I guess like a change of plans too. Because they don't have to like freaking sacrifice everybody, that they have in the industry. They can just kind of like switch it up and just kind of like, all right, well, this was your mission up until here. Now we're gonna bring in the new wave of artists or whatever. So you're out, this kid's in. You know, it's all about strategy, I guess. Yep. Look at this. Yeah, the opiate epidemic. Yeah, fentanyl. Celebs start overdosing left and right. Many sacrifices. It was nonstop. And let me just say this, yo. Let me because I know a few people already. I know a few people, right? There is this weird connotation that people like to give, people who overdose and commit suicide within like the entertainment industry, and people will say, "Oh, she was just so depressed, and she was just going through it, and she really, bro, listen, man, listen." There's depression, of course. Yeah, there is a huge amount of depression for many of these like artists and singers and actors or whatever, right? But trust me, it's not just that. Because let me just stop people like right in the tracks, bro. Like let me just stop people. Like when you're somebody who you're getting paid millions and sometimes billions of dollars to do what you do, right? And to a certain point, some of them do what they love, do what they're passionate about, sing, write, act, rap, whatever, whatever they do. And I'm not saying money will make you happy for sure, like no matter what. You know what I'm saying? But these people do not encounter the same issues and situations that say someone like you and me go through, right? Because once again, although money is not the root of happiness and it's not something that will for sure guarantee happiness throughout your whole entire life, but it takes out at least like 80% of like uh day-to-day problems that 99% of the people go through, right? So, I mean, I don't mean to sound like technical here or whatever with like numbers, but I'm just trying to say, and what I'm trying to get at is basically, right? They're put in a position where if they're depressed about anything, it might be, I don't know, the amount of attention that they're getting, or it's just stuff like that. But they do not and will not encounter any of the problems that you and I go through on a day-to-day basis. It's just not a thing to them. You know what I'm saying? It's not even it's out of the question. So what I'm trying to say with that is people try to like say, oh, yeah, she did that because she was really depressed and like drugs and the hanging out with the wrong people. Yeah, true for the a little bit, but for the most part, MK Ultra will take your mind and warp it because that's what they do. They pretty much break your mind up, all right, and rebuild it to and mold it to what they want and reprogram you. So all these people go through like reprogramming every single like certain time, right? Look at Britney Spears, you know. Look at Demi Lovato. Look at freaking what's her name? Hannah Montana, Miley Cyrus. I could go on down the list of like the amount of like artists and singers out there who have gone through like some weird episodes, okay? Not because depression, not because of sadness, not because, like, no, bro, like it's MK Ultra mind control. It's breaking down your mind, breaking down, you know what I'm saying? Reprogramming your mind, molding it to what they want to do with you. Uh, Emily Rose with the comment, he was sacrificed and he did not want to perform or be involved with the Illuminati. He just wanted to raise his kids in peace. Oh, you're talking about MJ. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He was innocent. He would refuse to do what they asked. So he was killed. Yep, exactly. Couldn't have said it better myself. Um, a lot of these futuristic weapons and vehicles you see in sci-fi movies and comics like Star Wars, Iron Man. Oh yeah, I've seen some of like the military use. Like for example, there's military like gadgets, and you can look it up. I'm not speaking out of my ass here, but pardon the French. But you can look up. I think it was like in what magazine was it? I used to read a lot of like scientific gadget magazines, man. Now I forget how they're called, but yeah, basically it's magazines like pretty much like going through like what weapons and gadgets like have been made recently for like the military or whatever. One of the greatest examples was like the actual Batmobile from like the Christian Bale Batman trilogy, right? They actually got that from an actual vehicle that the military used that does all those same things, right? Climbs walls and stuff, right? And jumps bridges, right? So that's one. Number two, there is gadgets for like for the oh my god soldier or whatever, right? Personnel to use it as if they were like sticky gloves and boots to like climb walls and stuff like Spider-Man and so many other gadgets, bro, that you see in movies, but they're actual like real life gadgets and weapons. Um, Philip Seymour died of heroin. Could have been. Mhm. They just Nissan used the real ones. Interesting. Oh, nepotism. You're welcome. You're welcome. I think I'm not sure. Yeah, man. Oh, okay. Now I kind of remember. So popular science was one of them. Yeah, popular science was a magazine that I used to go through. I had like a bunch of like it was almost like every year because I was really really big on that stuff like way before back in the early 2000s. So popular magazine, I mean popular science, popular mechanics, and everything to do with that line of like magazines. I used to like be bombarded with it every single year or month actually. Oh yeah. The best example for that, Constantine, is They Live. And I've been wanting to get my hands on that movie for like the longest time, bro. The problem is that I'm scared, okay? And you can correct me if I'm wrong here, or just kind of like give me your thoughts and opinion on this. But sometimes I think about like getting that movie like They Live, right? But I fear that it's not the original version. I feel like because they re-released it a while ago. I think it was like last year or something like that. They released it again, like remastered. And for whatever reason, like I'm so hesitant of picking up like the one that they just re-released for the sake of like, what if they change certain things here and there or cut out certain scenes or I don't know, man. Like I don't trust them. Like it's weird. It's weird. Like I feel like if I didn't have the movie back then when it first came out, whatever came out afterwards, like they changed something about it. Maybe that's just me and my what's the word? Uh feeling all is out there still, Jorge. Well yo, if I don't wanna give that mission to anybody, but if at some point someone here comes across like the original like VHS or like the DVD of it, like when it first came out on DVD, if anybody finds it, like send it to me because again, like what I'm saying is like the one that got re-released recently, like a year or two ago, is the original one, but yeah, bro, that's what I'm scared of. And I don't believe necessarily in the Mandela effect. Like I really don't. But like I do believe that throughout time they have changed certain things on certain movies or whatever, and it's like not the same thing anymore. It's weird. Anyway, I'm over here talking and interacting with the live chat and forgot about the video that we're discussing. I guess
Osiris,
that's
the
what happens when you're
god
having
of the
fun, I guess.
underworld, or rather, Lucifer, is going to run the cities of the earth for eternity.
Oh man. You I'm gonna show your comment in a second, bro. Hold on.
Of the earth for eternity.
All right, so hold up. Before I continue with the video, yo, this is something that I have been discussing with my cousins. Like, whew, when the Mandela effect thing first like boomed and it was like a thing, everybody was talking about it. This is one of the ones that me and my cousins like actually discussed a lot. I'm like, nah, bro. Like, I remember him saying, "Luke, I am your father." Like, I'm sorry. Everywhere I went, everywhere. And it's impossible, okay? Because there's real Star Wars fans out there that even they will admit to like, yo, no, it is Luke, I am your father, right? And supposedly, according to the producers and directors and everything that was trying to discard the Mandela effect, like, no, 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 it's no, I am your father. Nah, bro, I'm not. I'm sorry, I can't, I can't. And if anybody like believes that, yo, you seriously need to take the bandage off your eyes, bro. You need to take your hands off your eyes and really, really like look look into things. Don't take don't even take my words for it. You know what I'm saying? Like really, really go ahead and analyze and dig deep into these information, right? Yeah, but no, it was definitely Luke, I am your father. And I'm not even a Star Wars fan like that. And I remember vividly hearing it in that manner. Exactly. There's another one. It was mirror, mirror on the wall, for sure. It's crazy, right? All right, let's go. Let's get back into it.
Perhaps you are not yet convinced that what you are hearing is in all actuality the truth. Then let me share some more information with you. Here is Jay-Z's new logo for what he calls Rock Nation. Now look at this symbol to the left. Within Jay-Z's new Rock Nation logo is the pagan symbol called the triquetra, which symbolizes the pagan trinity. Now, what is interesting about the triquetra is that some people connect it to Osiris, Isis, and Horus, but it is much more popularly used amongst New Agers to identify their Aquarian New Age Christ. So, why would a third degree master mason like Jay Z be flaunting a New Age symbol? Are Freemasonry and the New Age movement connected? Well, according to all of the most respected New Age philosophers,
Oh,
Freemasonry
there go
and
the.
the New Age
Ugh,
movement
yo,
are
not for nothing. Every time I see her face, yo, like I get uncomfortable. Like whether it be here or Alice Bailey's face. I think this is Alice Bailey. Um, Anytime I see any of these people's face, I get like so uncomfortable, bro. Like I don't know if that happens to anybody else, but I can't
more
stare at
than
them
connected.
for too
They
long because
are
I get extremely
inseparable
uncomfortable.
because it is their belief
It's just weird.
that the Freemasons
It's
hold
kind of
the
like I can
key
feel
to
like
ushering
the
in the
demons in them
new
almost.
world order
It's messed
of the
up.
New Age Christ.
Even
But
this
don't
picture,
take
I
my
can
word
like
for it.
sense
Let's find out what
the
Alice A.
the
Bailey had to
demonic
say.
like
Alice A. Bailey
force
was
in
the
it.
founder of Lucis Trust, formerly known as Lucifer Trust, and was greatly influenced by the work of Madame Blavatsky,
Yep.
the
It's like
founder
throwing
of
up.
the Theosophical Society, which was a satanic organization. In her
Yeah,
book, Rays
same.
of Initiation,
Gross.
when writing about the occult mysteries
Even
of
this lady,
Egypt
bro,
and Babylon,
who kind of looks a
Alice
little normal,
Bailey
still
stated,
she creeps me out.
these ancient mysteries were originally given to humanity by the hierarchy and were in their turn received by the hierarchy from the Great White Lodge on Cyrus. They contained the clue to the evolutionary process hidden in number and words. They veil the secret of man's origin and destiny. The Freemason belief system is 100% built off these mysteries that Alice Bailey was writing about. And according to her, these mysteries that the Freemasons study and practice contain the clues to the evolutionary process hidden in numbers and words. Now, listen to this interview that Jay Z did on the set of the making of the video Run This Town.
I hope everyone's like following
It's
along
pretty
here.
much about evolution and the progress. You know, you start out as a new artist and you make your way into the game, and you know, you climb that mountain, and then you get to the top, and you put your flag down.
Look at this shirt, bro. Do what thou wilt. It's not photoshopped. It's not edited. It's live on this footage. Do what thou wilt. Aleister Crowley quote, straight from the book.
That's pretty much us putting our flag down. You know, this is Rock Nation. Pledge your allegiance. Like, put your flag at the top of the mountain, and you say, "We run this town."
Did you hear what Jay Z said? He said the song is about evolution in the progress. He literally said that that video is about
You
evolution
good, bro?
in the progress.
Let me know
And
how
you
that goes over
just
there,
heard a
Southwest.
second
Blessings to
ago
you, man.
that Alice
Thanks for
A.
being here. I
Bailey
appreciate it.
said that the ancient mysteries of Egypt, which the Freemasons are very knowledgeable of and put in practice, contain the clues to the evolutionary process. Ladies and gentlemen, Jay Z is fully aware of what he is doing. Jay Z's belief system is the very same as Alice A. Bailey's
Ugh.
because he is an obvious student of her work. The video Run This Town and all of Jay-Z's music contains the satanic new age principles that have started a demonic evolutionary process that is preparing the path for Satan to imitate the appearing of Jesus Christ in the sky, which will blanket the entire globe in a deception that will cause the downfall of millions. Jay Z is the Pied Piper of the Luciferian New World Order. And if you're still not a believer, just take a look at the sweatshirt he is wearing in this interview.
Speaking of the devil.
The writing across the chest reads, "Do what thou wilt."
Is the whole of
This
the law.
phrase, "do what thou wilt, shall be the whole of the law,"
Mm-hmm.
was a phrase that was made famous by the
This
notorious
guy,
Satanist
yo,
Aleister Crowley,
again,
who, like,
if anyone who has not yet read up on this guy, yo, like the guy was straight up demonically possessed because of him wanting to like learn about certain like um mystical secrets or whatever. Like he opened himself up to be pretty much like a channel for like these demonic beings, bro. And it got to the point where the whole book that he wrote was pretty much like inspired by the demons that pretty much you know invaded his mind and his body, right? Like
Alice Bailey was
it's
not
crazy,
only
bro.
a student of Madame Blavatsky, but recognized her as a fraternal sister. What is even more interesting is that in Aleister Crowley's book entitled Magic Without Tears, there is a chapter entitled Do What Thou Wilt, for this shall be the whole of the law. In this chapter, Aleister Crowley states, biology shouts at us that the happy, contented community, everyone with his own often highly specialized job, nobody in need, nobody in danger, is necessarily stagnant. Termites and other ants, bees and beavers, these and many others have produced perfect systems. What is the first characteristic? Stupidity. You may not understand the depths of the rebellion against God that is contained within these short statements that Crowley made. So let me break it down for you. In Crowley's view, and in the view of all of those that follow his teachings like Jay-Z, people that preach about happiness and peace and love are intolerable. Biology, which is the study of life, which consequently is the study of creation, in their view, shouts that when
Crazy,
everybody
yo.
is
But
working, everybody
very, very
plays their
likely
own
impossible.
role in life, nobody is hungry or in danger, there can be no type of progress or evolution, as they say. And that only stupid creatures like ants would want to live in a perfectly organized world. In these statements, Crowley is taking a direct swipe at God.
Yep.
Because, number one, in the book of Proverbs, chapter 6 and verse 6, God counsels us, go to the ant, thou sluggard, consider her ways and be wise. God says that if we consider the highly organized conduct of the ant, it will make us wise. But Crowley and his followers
Welcome,
teach
Variety
that in
TV.
observing the ant,
I'll be ending the stream soon, but
we
I'm glad you're here,
will
bro.
see
Appreciate it.
stupidity.
Appreciate the love and
In other
support.
words, Crowley and his followers like Jay-Z consider that God's wisdom, which is his light, they consider it to be darkness. And hence, they
And this is pretty much like the whole, like in a nutshell, like the belief of any like Luciferian or anyone who is like a Satanist or like a within the Luciferian doctrine. This is what they believe is, good is bad, bad is good. A person should give into like their lustful desires and like use the free will to the maximum capacity and indulge in any activity that fulfills their satisfaction, right? So, I mean, God is telling you like, yo, consider this and be wise like the ant and do it this way or whatever, right? And these people was like, nah, that's dumb, that's stupid, you know, don't do it that way, do it this other way. So it's like there's always going to be like a little bit of truth or yeah, yeah, a little bit of truth hidden with like this huge sea of like lies and deception, right? Because in order for there to be deception, there has to be some truth to what's being said, right? Same thing that's happening here, you know. But yeah,
Consider their wisdom, which is darkness, to be light.
yep, and yeah, pretty much. Constantine, they hit it on the head again. Basically, like live like you will not be judged for your actions here, and that's something that I actually briefly brought up a while back ago. You know, like people. Oh, that's what it was. It was on a Cassidy Campbell live stream. I popped in and I said a few words. Basically, I was saying, you know, people don't want to be in a God because they don't want to be held accountable for their actions, you know, here on earth to a higher being, right? Everybody wants to live with that freedom and that mindset of like, well, you know, like you only live once, you know, the whole YOLO thing, like you only live once. And they don't want to admit and accept that there is a life after death, right? And yo, like me, I'm sorry. I have to live and I choose to live in a way where it's like, hold up, yo, what if? What if is life after death? You know what I mean? Like what's the what takes so much out of people to actually believe that there is life after this life, right? And why does it take that much energy and effort to be like, yo, like maybe there is, you know? And if there is, then I'd like to be prepared for it, you know? That's my personal like opinion and like, you know, thought process when I'm thinking about like life and death and what's beyond this life and what happens after you die and all that, right? There's people out there with no offense, you know what I'm saying? Everybody is entitled to their own opinion, right? But it's like, you know, if you live life that recklessly, because you think that there is no life after this life, then yo, at the very least, you know, do it in a matter where it's like actually beneficial to yourself and those around you, right? But yeah, it is 9:02, and I was hoping to be here for like a little less time and cover actually more of these videos that we're covering. But there's like maybe like six more videos to go, or like seven of them. So we'll have plenty of time to review them and talk about them and stuff, right? And pretty much like bring forward whatever information is contained within them, and you know, talk about it over here like we've been doing throughout the whole stream. Um, Again, though, like I am not an expert in any of these matters. This is just stuff that I have gone through in the past, and I have chosen to like pretty much go through again and analyze again and dig a little deeper if possible, right? Obviously, bounce between other minds that have actually gone through this as well. You know, Constantine is a good example of that. John, Southwest. You know, a lot of people on here who have come across this information and you know have had the chance to like really like dig in as well. And it's good to like bounce back and forth between each other's like thoughts and information. Constantine might have information I might not have, and vice versa. You know what I mean? So it's good. It's a healthy conversation we have here every time. Uh, yeah, that is very very correct. At least in my opinion, of course, and many of our opinions here. To be honest with you. Um, and that's the crazy part is where are you going to wake up to? What are you going to wake up to? You know, um, Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life, right? And no one comes to the Father unless it's like through me, right? So why would anybody take that's what I don't get. I don't understand people who just don't give Christ a chance, give God a chance, give Jesus a chance, right? It's like I don't know, it's weird. I don't want to get into it because I'm gonna be here like another hour if I get into it. But like, would you not want to be prepared if just in case it's not just lights out and there actually is life after death and you actually do wake up, to something? What do you want to wake up to? Who do you want to wake up to? Where do you want to wake up in? Right. So, I mean, if you ask me, trust the Lord God with all your heart. Accept Jesus Christ into your heart. Um, Look to fulfill God's purpose in your life. Genuinely ask for His guidance. You know what I'm saying, and He will guide you for sure. The Bible is the Word of God. Period. Um, and yeah, too much proof of an afterlife to begin with. Yep, exactly. All right. So that being said, I am going to start closing out to tonight's stream. If at any point in time, any part of this stream has blessed you, has informed you, has, you know, blessed you in any way, shape, or form, and you want to help your boy out, there's two options in the bottom left and bottom right corner. If you wanted to help me out, keep moving this channel forward in the future and keep things rolling, keep the ball rolling, I'll appreciate it. You don't have to, but if you can and want to, it's there for you to like help a brother out and help pretty much like the finances of this channel keep moving forward, right? Also, if you're not following me on social media, top left corner Instagram, top right corner Twitter, and if you're not subscribed, which I highly doubt those of you who are in here right now haven't subscribed already, but yeah, just in case you haven't subscribed already, it's right here, Vision IView TV on YouTube. Also, jdq.justdon'tquit.com. Get your merch for the winter. What else? What else? Yeah, I know I'm always saying like I'll be on here more frequently, which obviously by being here tonight, I'm trying to do that, right? But it's always gonna come down to like the other members of this channel, right? And I have been scheduling here and there with the co-hosts and all that, but we still need to like pretty much officialize a little better what days and what hours work best for them, and vice versa. But it will be coming soon. So thank you, Constantine. Thank you, Variety TV. Appreciate that. Yes, blessings and love to everybody. Southwest Press, Dead Twist. Blessings to you, brother. It's been a while since I've seen you on here, but hey, it's good seeing you here. And to everybody who was in here earlier, blessings and love to you as well. I do appreciate the love and support you guys always show me. All right. And stay tuned for more Vision IView TV here on YouTube. Hopefully next time I can bring on two of the co-hosts at the same time. We'll see how we can make that work. But if not, I'll be on here by my lonesome again. It's all good. Okay, that's what it says. He was here the whole time when he was hiding. Well, don't hide, brother. Show your face. We want to see your face. We want to see your face, brother. anyways, I'm gonna let y'all go. Y'all have a blessed night. Stay safe. Stay blessed. Look into the Word of God. Trust God with all your heart. Really seek God's guidance in these last days, because we are in the last days. Huge reminder. We are indeed in the last days. So keep that in mind. Where do you want to wake up to in the afterlife? Eternal life or eternal death? Something to ponder and think about when you go to sleep or before you go to sleep tonight. Not to scare you, just a friendly reminder. All right, y'all. God bless. Love every single one of you guys. And yeah. Peace out.